Hi, welcome to Teen Talks. Today we're going to be talking about illegal activities. Hi, my name is Sky, and my favorite color is like a lavender or like a light blue. And the fun fact for the day is a sheep, a duck, and a rooster were the first passengers in a hot air balloon.
Hi, my name's Najee, and I'm going to tell you a story about a time I did something dumb. As a kid, growing up at my grandparents in Las Vegas, I would sneak into my grandfather's den, and he had a jar of peppermint patties in there, and had a really major sweet tooth at the time, and I would take the peppermint patties, sneak out of the room, eat them, and throw them in a trash can in my bedroom. I did this repeatedly all on the same day, and when he asked me, I lied about it. And he caught me later on because in the trash can, he found probably like 60 wrappers of peppermint patties. He bought all those peppermint patties from Costco, so, those things come in massive containers.
Hi, I'm Sky, and I'm here with Sarah, our Bible expert.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about the story of Rahab. So she is a very important female character in the Old Testament.
She is.
She basically, so during this time, Joshua had just led the people, the Israelites, out into the Promised Land because Moses died or whatever.
This is a test because we actually talked about the story a few weeks back. So see if you still remember the details.
Yeah, but that whole thing happened. He led them in, and then he sent 2 spies to go to this city named Jericho and kind of scope it out and see what their competition is. And then what happened is the king of Jericho ended up finding out that there were Israelites in there, and then he basically got all sussed out and was find them, make sure they're get them out of here, make them leave. And this woman named Rahab, she basically takes the Israelites and is hey, hide in my house or my hotel, and she basically kept them safe.
Yeah, I like that you said the hotel, because often in this story, we just assume she's a prostitute. And it's possible. We don't know. There's so many things that are scandalous for a woman in that time. So we know, she's somebody that was acting a little bit out of the norm. But we're not sure why. It could have been, she's divorced or she's widowed and she's, running a business on her own. Women didn't really do that.
Right.
It also could have been that, like you said, it could have been more of a scandalous option. Maybe you didn't say that. I was thinking you said it. Everyone else said it, so I put words in your mouth.
Yes.
But yeah, we're not sure. And so it makes it really interesting to be okay, why would these men have gone to her house to hide? And so the hotel idea kind of makes sense because, strangers would be passing through more often and maybe it would be a better place to be safe.
Exactly.
And then when she hears the king is coming, she actually goes the extra mile and hides them away.
Yeah.
And then the king actually sends people though out of the city to watch for them and look for them. She's hey, they went the other way, and so that the king's men go out and look for them.
Threw them off.
Right.
That's nice of her. And then she she basically let them out with using this red cord.
Right.
But she basically gave them saying hey, I know that something's gonna happen to this city. Please, can you spare me and my family?
Right.
Which is very sweet of her. Especially too if she was involved in some scandalous business, her family probably wouldn't have been as supportive and involved with her. So it's it kind of shows how selfless she is being in the situation.
No, that makes sense. Is the whole story? It's crazy because just for the 2 Israelite spies. they're going into like strange territory and they're checking out things, right? Because like this is the first city in Israel that the Israelites, they've been wandering like in the wilderness, and like they're finally ready to go and take the land that God has promised them. And so they're like checking it out for the first time. And it reminds us of when Moses sent spies 40 years ago, and he sent 12 spies, and Joshua was one of the 12. And when they came back, 10 of them are like, yeah, it's a great place, but like it's scary and the people are giants and whatever, and we shouldn't do it. And Joshua and Caleb, they were the 2 who said, no, this is great, God is with us. And so then when Joshua sends spies, he sends 2.
Yeah.
And so the other thing that's interesting is that while it may seem really insignificant that there's 2 people in this city, they're strangers, and why is the king worried so much? But like you have to think about it from the perspective of the Israelites. Yeah, they're stuck in the desert, like wandering and whining about it for 40 years. Right. But for the perspective of like everyone around them, they're like, wow, their God protected them for 40 years. Like this doesn't happen with this group of people. And their miracles happen. I mean, they heard the stories. So he's like kind of really afraid.
Yeah, they have like a reputation.
Right.
Of like being backed up by this big, powerful God. And it's just intimidating.
And Rahab's heard the same stories, but her response is so different than the king.
Yeah, which is just like respect to Rahab.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So then what happens is when they end up like walking around the city and then the walls fall, the little section of wall, because Rahab's house or hotel was in the wall of the city, so that was just like the way that ancient cities were built back then.
Right.
And like her little section was like the only section that didn't fall, and everything else fell. Like, and it was just marked by the little red cord that she had to either like leave there or like put back, like to indicate that that's where she was.
Yeah. Yeah, and Rahab wouldn't have had any of her city left, like unless they surrendered to the Israelites.
Right.
But it seems like the people who were left were like became part of that people. And so Rahab, you will actually find her name later in the Bible in the genealogy of David and then Jesus.
Yeah. Which is crazy. She's like Jesus' like great like grandmother.
Times a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Like whoa. She's like that important and like that crucial.
So it's interesting, like we started with the theme of illegal activity, right?
Yeah.
But like she's breaking all kinds of rules.
Exactly.
And God rewarded her for it.
Exactly. Break the right rules. Don't break
follow God.
Follow the law, but like follow God too. Is it ever okay to break the law to obey God? Start a conversation with your family and your friends about this, and let us know how that conversation goes in the comments down below. Thanks for watching Teen Talks. We hope to see you next time. Bye.